Hello everyone, and welcome to another entry to the SCP Horror Movie Files. Today, I'll be reviewing a timeless classic, as well as a dear favorite of mine, Godzilla. This video will contain nothing more extreme than monster fights and city destruction. However, I will be focusing on the media aspect of Godzilla that portrays him as a benevolent being rather than a rampaging monster. With the context out of the way, let's begin with SCP-ABQ. SCP-ABQ. Primary codename, the incarnation of Oppenheimer's sin. Secondary codename, the unsung hero of Earth, Godzilla. Third codename, Gojira, king of monsters. Dual object class, Apollyon Thamule. Special containment procedures. Not only is containment of SCP-ABQ nearly impossible, it is discouraged. SCP-ABQ has proven essential to the survival of the human race and the preservation of peace between humanity and large-scale class anomalies hidden all over the world. Instead, SCP-ABQ must be protected at all costs. Any group of interest, Foundation staff, or other anomalies that attack SCP-ABQ with the intent to kill is to be met with extreme prejudice. Description: SCP-ABQ is a large-scale class anomaly belonging to species of interest, the Titans. SCP-ABQ is about 108 meters tall, which is the typical height for the Titan species, and like most Titans, is reptilian in nature. SCP-ABQ's scales are very dark gray, with large plate-like spikes on its back. Upon first glance, these spikes may seem to only serve intimidation purposes, but they are more like biological batteries. SCP-ABQ has a particular power to generate fusion-based atomic energy within its body that gets processed through the plates on its back. Once it has generated enough energy, SCP-ABQ is able to blast a beam of atomic fire out of its mouth. SCP-ABQ doesn't just make nuclear energy, but can absorb radiation from the surrounding area to regenerate from any wound. It can even grow stronger when exposed to excess energy. Should SCP-ABQ have access to an abundance of nuclear radiation, it will reach a critical point where its body is constantly releasing fusion energy with a temperature of 500,000 degrees Fahrenheit. This will be hot enough to burn everything and melt steel instantaneously. SCP-ABQ will also be able to release thermonuclear shock waves all around it, vaporizing everything, even other Titans. SCP-ABQ in particular is a Titan known as an Alpha. Alpha Titans rule over other Titans without question. Testing has shown that each member of the Titan species can release frequencies from their bodies and manipulate these frequencies almost into a language. Alpha Titans have a frequency that shows other Titans they are in charge, unless challenged by another Alpha. Naturally, this would make SCP-ABQ a hazard for an OK class Omega species uprising scenario. However, SCP-ABQ, unlike most Titans, has no desire to attack humans unless provoked. Instead, SCP-ABQ stays in the Earth's oceans and swims around the world to guard all life on Earth. Rather than a rampaging monster, SCP-ABQ acts as a guardian of the Earth, defending it from hostile Titans as well as other overwhelming anomalous threats. Though the Foundation and other organizations within the ACPA are grateful for this, why SCP-ABQ is so benevolent to humanity is unknown. Because SCP-ABQ absorbs radiation, it would be natural to assume it emits a lethal amount to everyone and everything around it. However, what SCP-ABQ emits isn't standard radiation, but instead Gaia radiation. Gaia radiation is an anomalous energy source that heals and increases the quality of life for all fauna and flora, almost like a supervitamin. How exactly this works is not well understood, as Gaia radiation is extremely difficult to contain, as it quickly absorbs itself into any living matter once exposed. Though what is known is that anywhere SCP-ABQ has been will start growing into a lush forest within a single month because of the radiation. It is theorized that Gaia radiation is what allows species of interest, the Titans, to be as large and powerful as they are, despite our laws of nature stating they shouldn't even exist. SCP-ABQ was discovered in 1954, residing in the deep waters of beach of Hiroshima. It had been there since 1945, absorbing the nuclear radiation that contaminated the city. Foundation researchers have theorized that it was because of SCP-ABQ that the city was able to be rebuilt within 2 years. The cover story is that rather than the bomb that Oppenheimer actually created, it was an atom bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima. The radiation of atom bombs decay quickly after the explosion, leaving no irradiated material afterwards. However, this does not deny that it was in fact the fault of the bomb that SCP-ABQ was awakened. It is for reasons like this that the US government, like most governments of the world, are viewed with a negative light by the Foundation. SCP-ABQ's true origin point was within SCP-ACS, only coming to the surface to feed on the sudden abundance of nuclear radiation during World War II. Since then, for better or worse, SCP-ABQ has had a massive influence on the anomalous world. Please see Addendum X-23 for details.
Addendum X-23. The following is a list of major incidents involved with SCP-ABQ since its awakening, as well as the exact year of said incidents.
1955. SCP-3700-1 battles SCP-3700-2, but is nearly defeated, especially with the growing population of SCP-3456 instances. However, SCP-ABQ intervenes with its atomic breath, destroying all the SCP-3456 instances and greatly injures SCP-3700-2. SCP-3700-1 and SCP-ABQ fight alongside one another against SCP-3700-2 and are overwhelmingly victorious. Afterwards, SCP-ABQ leaves and SCP-3700-1 proceeds to bring good weather to the area. SCP-ABQ's participation was reported several other times in the following years by Naval Task Force Delta 7. It always assisted SCP-3700-1 and completely obliterated SCP-3700-2. 1961. Foundation staff have discovered SCP-ABU on the island of causing it to awaken not long after. It forced all Foundation staff off the island and later cocooned itself. After about a day, SCP-ABU evolved into its second form. It was around this time SCP-ABQ rose up from the ocean and the two communicated with a surprisingly friendly manner. At the same time, Foundation staff reviewed their findings on the islands, including paintings made by natives of the island. This not only confirmed the existence of species of interest, the Titans, but also showed SCP-ABQ was known as Godzilla, King of Monsters, while SCP-ABU was Mothra, Queen of Monsters. 1964 False. SCP-ACJ, as well as many other dormant Titans, awakened from the Earth's crust or surfaced from SCP-ACS. SCP-ABQ and SCP-ABU battled them all while receiving heavy reinforcements from the Foundation, the Global Occult Coalition, and other SCPA organizations. After a month of heavy fighting, SCP-ACJ was killed as a result, and SCP-ABQ was recognized as the Alpha Titan again. Unfortunately, once the battle was over, 78% of the human population had been wiped out. Under Protocol No Humanity, the remaining 22% was to be executed before the activation of SCP-2000. 1964 True. SCP-ABQ and SCP-ABU were not affected by SCP-2000. Now recognized as the Alpha Titans, SCP-ABQ ordered all Titans to retreat back into SCP-ACS, allowing humanity to thrive in peace. 1971. Foundation researchers discovered the island known as SCP-ACN, as well as SCP-ACN-Alpha. SCP-ABQ arrives on the island during the same day of its discovery and fights with SCP-ACN-Alpha due to them both being Alpha Titans. It is unknown why SCP-ABQ do not know about SCP-ACN sooner, but it has been hypothesized that it was the Foundation's fault for SCP-ABQ's discovery. However, their fight is interrupted by the sudden appearance of an SCP-ACN Omega and its army of SCP-ACN Beta instances. SCP-ABQ and SCP-ACN Alpha battle the hostile Titans and are eventually victorious. Because of their victory, an unspoken peace was established between the two as SCP-ABQ left the island. 1974. Group of Interest, the Imperial Japanese Anomalous Matters Examination Army, created a mechanical monstrosity known as SCP-ACX in the likeness of SCP-ABQ. It was unleashed on Japan and was meant to be a symbol of the rebirth of Japan's imperialism over the world, as well as its revenge for World War II. However, SCP-ABQ as well as SCP-ABU fought against the mechanical monstrosity, and after about a day it was finally defeated. The result was several coastal Japanese cities being destroyed, and the overall situation nearly leading to an MK-class Broken Masquerade scenario. A joint task force of Gamma-5 Red Herrings and Poseidon-3 Otaku Heart was formed to silence the media and erase all memories of the event. The cover story was that a horrible typhoon hit the coasts of Japan, resulting in the destruction of all the cities. Afterwards, SCP-ACX's parts were located and contained within the Foundation. However, there have been confirmation that other groups of interest managed to get smaller parts, such as Marshall, Carter, and Dark Limited. 1989. SCP-722 woke up and wreaked havoc on the surrounding area. This aggravated SCP-3000, leading to its surfacing as well, resulting in a fight between the two anomalies. The fight led to the complete destruction of the island of located in the ocean. The coastal city of was unfortunately affected by SCP-722's toxins, and the survivors suffered from SCP-3000's hazardous effects, leading to they were later killed off by the Foundation since there was no way to reverse the effects. Before the rampaging could continue, Mobile Task Force Apollo-1 Orion's Belt tried to bombard both entities, forcing them back into the depths. However, SCP-3000 somehow knew of MTF Apollo-1's ships, as well as their position of engagement. It retaliated by screaming into the sky, directly towards the MTF Apollo-1 ships. Upon hearing the supersonic screams, most MTF pilots and ship staff died instantly, while others suffered heavy brain degradation similar to Stage 5 Alzheimer's disease. This resulted in MTF Apollo-1 suffering over in casualties, as well as losing a total of ships, including the SCP-SS Victory and the SCP-SS Armageddon, both of which were GBSWD-53 black hole ships. With nothing to stop them, SCP-3000 eventually overpowered SCP-722, forcing it to serve under SCP-3000. This outcome led to the theory that SCP-3000 is quite possibly a member of species of interest, the Titans. However, due to a lack of DNA samples, as collecting such things from SCP-3000 has proven impossible, this remains a theory and nothing more. SCP-3000 and SCP-722 started moving fast, with her trajectory destination being Site. Thankfully, SCP-ABQ intercepted SCP-3000 and proved to be immune to its anomalous effects, but not to SCP-722's poison. SCP-ABQ was badly hurt from the resulting fight, but managed to nearly kill the two other entities with his atomic breath. Once SCP-3000 and SCP-722 were stunned due to massive injuries, SCP-ABQ tried to secure the kill until
data expunged by order of the O5 Council.
Afterwards, SCP-722 was forced back into slumber, SCP-3000 returned to the depths, and SCP-ABQ left them both in peace. It is unknown why suddenly appeared and did what it did, nor as to why Site was SCP-3000's destination, though Dr. believes it might be related to SCP.
Data expunged by order of the O5 Council.
1990. SCP-5514's construction is complete. However, at the same time, SCP-ABQ starts heading to Site where it is being held. Due to the obvious hostile intentions of SCP-ABQ, SCP-5514 was about to be deployed into battle. It was expected to be given orders to fight, but instead, MTF High Commander Yosai gave the order to have SCP-5514 bow to SCP-ABQ upon arrival. SCP-5514 met with SCP-ABQ at the coast of. Afterwards, SCP-ABQ roared at SCP-5514, to which it bowed, as MTF High Commander Yosai ordered. Like he predicted, SCP-ABQ accepted SCP-5514 as a Titan and returned to the ocean instead of fighting. MTF Gamma 5 worked around the clock to distribute amnestics to everyone who witnessed the incident. Meanwhile, Mobile Task Force Dionysus-1 Fake News intercepted all newspaper outlets that presented photos of SCP-ABQ and SCP-5514 as leaked special effects for an upcoming movie, Godzilla, King of Monsters vs. the Dragon Slayer. Tri Pictures was asked by the Foundation to create this movie to make the lie more authentic. They successfully created the movie in 1998. It was a massive flop at the box office. 1997. SCP-169 suddenly becomes active and slowly begins moving at increasing speeds. Before the Foundation could intervene, SCP-ABQ swam to SCP-169 and grabbed onto its stomach area where it started draining its body heat. Doing this slowed down SCP-169, allowing Mobile Task Force Gamma-6 deep feeders to attach the large-scale aesthetic injection device into SCP-169's gills without mistake. SCP-196 was successfully put back to sleep, and SCP-ABQ swam away. 2000. The Global Occult Coalition and the Eight Wings of McCain create their own equivalents to SCP-5514 in preparation for large-scale anomalous threats. Upon completion, SCP-ABQ appeared before both of them as well. The Eight Wings of McCain had their giant mech bow immediately, while the Global Occult Coalition nearly attacked SCP-ABQ. It was only thanks to a quick change in orders from the 108 Council that the mech finally bowed. The traitors who gave the order to attack were terminated by the GOC to appease their ACPA allies. Since SCP-ABQ left in peace, it was decided there was no reason to pursue the matter anymore, so the GOC received no further punishment. Afterwards, MTF Gamma 5 and MTF Dionysus-1 did the same procedures as the first incident with SCP-5514. It even led to the Global Occult Coalition ordering Legendary Entertainment to create a movie called Godzilla and Mothra vs. the Living Fortress and the Living Temple. The movie was finally created in 2014. It was also a massive flop at the box office. Critics were reported asking, where did they come up with these stupid ideas? And, the robots look so stupid, there is no way any government in the world would create something so ridiculous. GOC representatives in charge of designing and creating the mech were especially annoyed upon hearing that. 2006. SCP.
Warning. Data revolving around the 2006 incident has been expunged by order of the O5 Council.
2011. False. Instances of SCP-ADH started waking up all over the world. In response, SCP-ABQ, SCP-ABU, SCP-ACN-Alpha, and several other Titans went out to fight the emerging SCP-ADH instances. SCP-5514, as well as the GOCs and the EWM's mechas, were deployed in the infected areas. Unfortunately, the conflict only ended several years later, and with 82% of the world's population being wiped out. Under Protocol Last Chance, the remaining 18% were evacuated from Earth. They were mainly distributed to Site AI on Mars, while the rest were sent to other ACPA off-Earth colonies. Afterwards, SCP-2000 was activated. 2011. True. The remaining SCP-ADH instances that did not surface were collected and contained by the newly constructed underground Foundation recon bases around the world. Those that couldn't be contained were terminated on site. Unfortunately, several surviving SCP-ADH instances have been sighted within SCP-ACS and are breeding rapidly. Efforts to purge them and stop the infection are ongoing. Side note, in their victory, SCP-ABQ and SCP-ABU mated, which is very surprising since one is an insectoid and the other is reptilian. However, it was proven successful as SCP-ABU started laying eggs in the year afterwards. The eggs are located in the same island where SCP-ABU was found. 2013. The first instance of SCP-ADC manifested, but was killed off by SCP-ABQ almost immediately. Thankfully, Foundation forces were able to take the body away and clean the ocean contamination before any civilian media noticed. From that point on, every 6 months, either SCP-ABQ or SCP-5514 killed any SCP-ADC instance that appeared. 2021. A secret base at the island of SCP-ACN, owned by Group of Interest Anderson Robotics, developed a new and more powerful instance of SCP-ACX. It quickly gets out of control after being fueled by Gaia radiation. As such, SCP-ACN Alpha fights it but is quickly overpowered. Thankfully, SCP-ABQ shows up and saves him once again, and the two work together to fight SCP-ACX. However, even then they were close to losing, forcing the Foundation to deploy SCP-5514, finally giving them the advantage needed to secure victory. Once again, after the battle, they leave one another in peace and respect. 2023. The eggs started hatching, leading to the birth of SCP and SCP. Surprisingly, while being transported, SCP ended up bonding with who was only 5 years old at the time and was there out of coincidence. This is especially alarming as it is related to a recently discovered prophecy which states,
Warning. The following data has recently been expunged by order of the O5 Council.
and that was SCP-ABQ, and my god was that a long one. Though I won't deny that finally finishing it was very rewarding. Thank you everyone who was willing to watch this video to the end, especially everyone who subscribed to the channel. Speaking of which, at the time of recording, I now have 25 subscribers. Thank you all so much for your support. Please leave a like on the video and comment down below what you thought. And finally, a special thank you to both my patrons, William Adams and Sierra Hernandez. Thank you both so much for your support. Making these videos is a lot of fun, but can be very taxing, though your support makes it all worth the effort. Thank you all again for watching. Hope to see you in the next video.